back. So now I said that we implement the authentication guard. So do not allow the user to access this the dashboard if the user is not logged in. So here we go to the auth guard. Okay, in the back here we get here and say that we want to return false. So if you reload, actually you will have this coming back to the sign-in form. We say this, and we have our router to navigate. So let's actually inject a router. So we want our router to navigate to the sign-in form. The login form, and we'll do it like that. So let's go back here, and you can see that we are automatically redirected to the login page, login form. So now we will say that we want to check if we want a JSON web token helper new JSON web token. So basically what we got here in the dashboard components, so what we'll do is that we will just check if we have a user. So a user would be, we get the user from local storage, so the user we store inside the local storage. So we say JSON parse, and we have our local storage get the connected user. So basically let's go back to the sign in form and see how we store the user. So we say user here instead of connected user. So we say get item, and we say that this is a string. So what we'll do here is to check if we have a user and we have a token. So here we say we have a user type, have a token, and if the token is not expired, so we have the authentication, the JSON web token helper to check the token. So we see that if we have a token and the token is not expired, so we will just return to, we just navigate to return a true, and that's it, I think. So let's go back to the dashboard, and you can see that that's actually work, but we'll put here a logout form to log out the user. So let's go back to try the authentication service and say that we want to log out the user. So we say public logout the user. So we say that we want to actually have the user removed from the local storage and then redirect to the signed form. So maybe we should have private router here. I have this router navigate like we did here. We navigate to the host file. So now what we will do is that let's generate a doc before. And now that we have our logout form, let's go back to our dashboard module here, and we say dashboard component instead, and we say that we want to actually a button that's logout the user native. So we want a button that actually log out the user. So we'll say have this div and a click on the button, and the click will be calling a method called logout. Here we'll just put a little method here, public. So the public refer here is a logout, and we call the authentication service auth service. Here we inject the authentication service auth service. And we will log out the user, and that's it. Now, okay, we need to say that we want to log out actually, and boom, you see we are disconnected, and if we try again, you can see that we cannot reach the dashboard. So basically this is good, we are all good. So let's try logging out again, let's try login again. And now what we will do is that we will yes, we forgot about the role inside the guard. So we'll say actually that we want the role, we want to check the role also. So we will say the role is equal the current route inside the data, and we say our permitted role permitted role. So okay, so here we inside each route definition we will pass a variable called permitted role, and this permitted role will be a string of an array of string, and this array of string will contain all the role that will be accessible by the user. So let me actually show you. So we have an array of, here we have an array of string. So we will say that we want an array of string like this. Format document, and we'll say here that if we have role and we have something inside, we'll say that we'll say we want something inside. We want something inside. We want to allow the user to access the routes, but before that, we also want to check if the role we provide inside the role we provide inside the root definition include the role of the user. So actually we say the role of the user. So we say user role name. So now what we will do is that so now that we have our ground already, let's actually specify a role. So now we can see that we cannot access anymore our root. So let's say if the user is logging and has the correct role, then return true. Otherwise, return to the login page. So now we can see that we are automatically redirected to the login page because we didn't specify any role. So basically, the role we will have here, we will have an admin role. So let's go back to our application module, routine module, and say that here we want some data with the role. So we specify the permitted role here. So here we say that we want some data, and this data will be permitted roles like we have here that actually need to be here. So we have a string of an array of string, and we specify the role. So here we have an enum. I think we have an enum here that have our role. So here we'll copy this file and paste here inside our enum here. So we can use this enum easily. So we will say user role enum admin, and we will also say, okay, let's actually see. Actually, we will remove this definition from the app because that means we specify this data to the global application, but that need actually to be more specific. So we need to go back inside the admin role and the dashboard routine and now we will specify that here we want inside the admin routine, instead here that we want something like this. We want something like this, so we want to have our guard and our user enum, and we also want another role like the user and the viewer. So now we can see all the routes that we provided, and we will now test our login. So because we are already logged in, let's try again. So you can see that we access the dashboard because inside our sign up form endpoint, we are already get the admin role for the user. So the user actually have the admin role that we specified here. So that's it. So now we will focus on the social login implementation. And now forget about the I said OTP verification, but actually that is I was talking about a two-factor authentication. So I have a little confusion between two-factor authentication and OTP authentication. So the OTP authentication is the one-time authentication. I don't know how how I can need this, but now I'm sure that I need a two-factor authentication, but this is actually a complex stuff to do because we need, I think, an extern or a middleware or an extern service to do that, maybe a cloud service. But for now, we will focus only on the Google authentication and the Facebook authentication. So I will just for this part look at another project that I have, and I already did some setup here, and I will show you quickly what setup I did, and you guys can have the same setup inside the package the startup kit. Sorry, and inside the startup kit we have our packages and inside our packages I installed a using npm. If you actually go to npmgs.com, you can install this install this library, sorry, and this library will basically save you more time um, while you are implementing a Google and a Facebook authentication, any social media, I think. So let's go actually on this website and see what we have. So Angular X social login. So actually what we can see, sorry guys. What you can see is that here they allow you to log in with Google, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And this is I think they have more implementation of that, but I think okay, maybe they are all three. So now the provider is your ID, the Google ID and Facebook ID. So now I will show you quickly because I already did this setup before the coding session. So actually, let's go back to our application module. So inside your application module here, in the provider, I just use this part. So this part is the this part is the authentication. Sorry, this part is the social login authentication provider I made, and so you can see that here I specify a provider. Sorry guys. A provider that I will get from local storage because I put this data inside the local storage. I will put this data inside the local storage to get back here the data because I think what I will do is I will store the data inside a setup a setup model, a setup table maybe, and you can see that here we got a provider. So just remember about this provider, so you can actually directly replace your ID here. So here you will have your ID like this. So Google ID with number, letter maybe, but just remember that. And now after that, I will sorry guys. So actually, I will directly also replace this data. I think I will also directly replace this data. So let me grab my data. So you guys, if you want to get your Google login, Google ID, you need to create. I think you need to go to Google SSO or Google single sign. Actually, you have a documentation on how to get your ID. So you need to actually connect to your Google Cloud platform. You need to connect to Google Cloud, G-Cloud. You need to connect to Google Cloud platform. And I think the way you have to get, you need to I think you just need to look up for a tutorial that on the internet to see how you can get your Google ID to use here. And same to for Facebook, you need to create an Facebook application inside Facebook, like developer dot facebook.com, and by doing this you can get also your Facebook app ID. So yes, you can check this. You can have a documentation, but I already got my Google and Facebook ID somewhere, so I will just use that. See actually inside my other project what I have. So this is okay. This is what I got. So I will directly replace this in my project here. I will directly use it here. Like a string, and also my Facebook app ID, like a string also, and boom,